A young man met me recently and was asking the question if he could leave his job to go and start a business. Having been somebody who have been training people on how to start businesses, I was almost tempted to tell him to go ahead to fulfill his passion. But quickly I held back and began to think about something. I asked him the question, are you married? He said yes. Do you have children? He said yes. How much are you currently being paid? He said about 200,000 naira. Truly, 200,000 naira is a mega sum. If you compare it, it's just about $150. He can do more than that. The man even looks more energetic than that amount. But then, should he go ahead and burn the bridge? Should he just stop and then start up a business? I think this is something that is worth looking at by understanding the various kind of income that is open to you before you take any decision. Join me on the other side.
Waking up at dawnlight, breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm we belong. Skies are high, but so are we, building castles where we're free. Gonna rise up, we won't fall.
Thank you for joining me. I so much appreciate you for coming up every time you are showing up. For those of us that you've always been on the call, thank you. This is about our 29th edition of Financial Intelligence for Smart Parents, and you have been part of this. I have no doubt that great value has been impacted into you. And if this is the very first time of you joining us on the call, I want to encourage you, would you click on the subscribe button so that you could have access to over 28 videos that has trained us on various aspects. We went from mindset to goal setting to how to prepare a budget, how to plan for your children's future, how to create emergency reserve funds, and so much more, and so like that. So for you to get it, why don't you click on the subscribe button so that you can have access to this video. And if you have friends around you that need to have financial intelligence, that desire that their children would be better than them, then you need to share this information with them. So click on the share button, share on your Facebook page, share on your Instagram, share on other social media platforms. So having said that, let us go into what we really have for this day. Now, looking at that young man that said he wants to leave his job to start a business. Well, if I take it from my own personal story, I have a good experience in that area, and it helps me to be able to consult and advise people who want to take the same route. While I was working, I had the privilege of working in one of the multinational companies in Nigeria, and I was well paid. But then I got so, that I knew that I was more than that office. I needed to move on. And what was I going to do? What were the things that prompted my move? One, I read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And when I read that book, it stimulated some things inside of me. And then there was this other book called Who Moved My Cheese? Ladies and gentlemen, that was the eye-opener for me. That was the one that made me to take the decision, Who Moved My Cheese? When I read that book, I said, wow, So there's a better cheese, there's a better thing somewhere, and then I make the move. Wow, were my people happy about it? My wife, my parents, were they happy about that move? You can imagine having a well-paying job, dumping it, and then going into self-employment. Well, that was a kind of radical decision. And I tell you, maybe would I have taken the same step if I knew what I know today? Based on what I know today, I wouldn't be taking that decision. Based on what I know today, I would have, and that is why I can advise, or I could advise this young man on what to do and how to go about it. This is going to take me to what we call the cash flow quadrant. But before we go into the cash flow quadrant, I want to make you know that there are three kinds of income that must be flowing into your life if you want to live a life of wealth, if you want to live a life of financial freedom. Number one, it is called linear income. Number two is called passive income. And number three is called residual income. Now, before we go into these three incomes category, let's look at how income is generated. There are four categories or four ways in which income is generated according to the man called Robert Kiyosaki. He was able to push this out in his book called The Cash Flow Quadrant. Well, that is one book I want you to go read. Three books I always recommend: The Richest Man in Babylon, The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and The Cash Flow Quadrant. I tell you, these books will teach you what the universities will never teach you. It will teach you financial intelligence. So quickly, let's go and check. What is the cash flow quadrant anyway? When you say a quadrant, that means something divided into four places, all right? So if you look at the left side of the quadrant, we have the employees and the self-employed. While on the right side of the quadrant, we have what we call the business owners and the investor. I don't know which one do you want to be. Do you want to be on the left side or on the right side? Of course, the poor, it is always said that the poor are on the left side, and the rich are on the right side. But today, I'm going to be showing you how you can move in between these two areas. Now, let's look at the employee. Now, who is an employee? An employee, as I said, is someone who trades time for money. Well, you go to the job 9 to 5, they pay you your money. No matter the level you are, a professional, you work, you get paid. You work for someone else. That is the employee. And is it okay to be an employee? I tell you, it's one wonderful place to be. It is a place where I encourage most persons, if you want to become, even if you want to move to become a business person, why don't you start as an employee? Even when you have all the monies to start your own business, if you start as an employee somewhere, I'm giving you this hindsight, it will help you a great deal. You don't necessarily, you can just go into the company, get an organized company, and tell them you are going to work for them. Even when they say they are not employed, tell them you just want to work for them, just maybe as an intern or something, just to learn organizational structures. It will help you as a business person. Many businesses have failed because the business owners lack the root knowledge of how organizations work. And unfortunately, many of them do not expose themselves to trainings where they can get such. So let's continue with the employee. The employee, as I said, is a good place to start with. Now, major characteristics of the employee is that he is focused on his paycheck. Security is the first focus. Security, job security, that's where you hear job security, job. And the common language is, I'm looking for another job. I'm looking for another job. I'm looking for a better job. Now, that category, there's something there, limited income potential. The salary is capped. No matter how good you are, you can't be paid beyond the salary structure that has been put for you. And the other thing is that in this category, you rely so much on the policies, the benefits that the employer gives you. Retirement benefit, health insurance benefits, and so on and so forth. And then lastly, it is a low risk area when you talk about the other means of making income. This one is very, very low risk. In people, we always say whether there's market or there's no market, the employer will get his pay. So most persons want to stay and hide in this area. Most persons want to stay in this area, but some just want to know that, okay, they can just get from here and move on. So you don't have control over that job. That's one thing you must know, and you must be careful. So how do you transition? The question is, how do I transition from being an employee to maybe a business owner or a self-employed? So what to do is you start, in addition to your work, start a side also. Start something on part-time, maybe part-time freelancing and things like that while you are still employed. Another thing you can do is develop a high income skill. All things like this, digital marketing, programming, coding, sales, and so on. As you are working, begin to develop such skills. Then the next thing is invest a portion of your salary in stock, in real estate, in different assets. This will make you to tap into the business world and into the investment world. Now, let's go quickly to the number 2, how income is generated. Number 2 is being self-employed. Who is a self-employed person? A self-employed person, they work for themselves, but still they trade time for money. You still trade time for money, guys. For self-employed, when everybody is at home, when the employee is playing with his family, a self-employed is opening his laptop. He doesn't have weekends, Saturday, Sunday, every time he's working. Even when he says he's going on vacation, he goes to Dubai, he's looking, calling the office, what is going on. Then you understand this kind of stuff. So he's always busy. So he's not working for an employer anymore, but is working for the clients directly. So here, let's look at very good examples of this. We have the freelancers, the doctors, the lawyers, the small business owner, the consultant, that's one that is selling something outside. As a matter of fact, the self-employed constitute about 95% of the population. 95% of the population. So you can imagine how many persons are self-employed. That you are self-employed does not necessarily mean you are a business owner. So let's look at something. What are the characteristics? There you are more independent because you control your time, unlike the employee. Your earning is based on your effort and your skill. And then often you work harder because you understand responsibility. Then the other downside is that you are not scalable. You are limited in how much you can scale your business, and that will also hinder the level of income that you will make. The major challenge that I have with this area, and I can tell you about them because I've been to it, is that you are so much limited. If anything happens to you, everything happens to your work. If anything happens to you, when you are sick, your business is sick. I remember working in my office at a point in time, and when people come for consultancy, and then they come, I'm not in the office, they say, where is Oga? Oga is not in the office. They say, I will come back later. At times, they never come back. But when they meet me, because it's me that they want to meet, it's the doctor that they want to see, it's the engineer they want to see. When they don't see them, they want to move to another person that is available. And talk of when you are sick, what happens? Your business is sick also. So how do you move from being a self-employed into the rich side, into the right side of the quadrant? So one of the things you can do is begin to learn how to delegate your responsibility. How do you give somebody else? How do you make some other persons work for you? It's true you are the professional here, but what system can you employ that will make other people work for you? Then another thing is, can you engage technology? All those repetitive tasks that you have to do it, you are working from morning till night, die. Can you employ technology to take care of those things? Get softwares that can do some of those areas. Then another thing is shift to business ownership by developing a scalable model. Don't just look at how can I stand apart? Can I stand behind and see the system work? How do I do that? I will hire staff. I will build online courses instead of me coming up myself. Build a system around yourself. All right, now let's go to the right side of the quadrant. On the right side of the quadrant, this is where we have what we call the business owners. My oh my. These ones don't own a business, they own a system. A system that works. Business owners create systems that generate income, allowing them to make money even when they are not actively working. So this is the major difference between self-employed and business owner. Now that's why you say, what are you doing? You say, I'm a business owner. Are you truly a business owner or a self-employed? So you understand today that a business owner has a system. Just imagine when God created human, he made the system, the digestive system. God does not need to come and monitor your digestion. He does not need to come and monitor your productive system. He created what we call the ecosystem. The ecosystem works on its own automatically, so that God can go into other businesses that God do. You get it? So what do we mean? What am I trying to put at you here is that for every businessman, you must create a system for yourself. One thing is this, or something that you should understand is this. How do the businessman create a system for himself? Do you know the word called system? It has an acronym called, we call it, we name the acronym is Save Yourself Time, Energy, and Money. Time, energy, and money. You see these three components, time, energy, and money. They are the components that differentiate you from the rich. The way you use it. The poor man will use his own time. The poor man will use his own energy. The poor man will use his own money. On the other hand, the business owner will use other people's time, other people's energy, and other people's money. OPT, OPE, and OPM. The language of the business owner is leverage. The major language of the business owner is leverage. Guys, you need to understand these terminologies because these terms have to work for you. You are seeking for financial freedom, then you begin to think, how will I leverage? How do I leverage on other people's time? How do I leverage on other people's energy? How do I leverage on other people's money? That is what the rich do. The rich man, Dangote, did not build a refinery with his cash in his bank. He built it with other people's money. The people that are working there in the refinery, the people you are working with, they are using what you call other people's time. And then you have other people's energy and experience. You go to study, being a lawyer. He doesn't need to study law or engineering, but he has other people's experience working for him. That is, now you as a person, if you want to migrate from being an employee and a self-employed, the question is, how do you leverage on other people's time, other people's energy, and other people's money? That is the language. So leverage people and systems to generate your income. Another thing that is important as far as a business owner is concerned is that the income is not tied to your personal effort. That's the beauty. You can take a vacation, go 1 month, 2 months, the system is working. And then another thing that is another characteristic of this category is that you can achieve financial freedom faster than employees and self-employed, and your tax is even lower in this area. Why, when we say you can achieve, financial freedom faster, is because you have a system that is working for you, whether you are there or not. So how do you move? How does anyone get into this level? So you can start getting into the business level even whilst you are working. And also, whilst you are at maybe an entrepreneur, you begin to look at what we call leadership skill. because you are used to doing your work on your own. But as a leader, as a business owner, you have to be a leader, to lead a team of people to do something well. You look at how do you work with other people, develop what you call SOP that people can work with. With that, you begin to see or migrate into that level. Now, the other one on the right-hand side of the quadrant is investor. Who are investors? Investors are the people that have money work for them. Wow. When money is working for you, that is when you are there. When you have money working for you, that's when we say you are working smart. So investors make money by owning income generating assets. So you have an asset that generates you money. So whether you are there or not, just like the stock, the real estate, or a business, these are things that can, as an investor, you put in your money and the money is working for you. So it's high time you venture into different business. A young man is starting a business there. You can put in money there, evaluate the business, and then you do something there. Money will come. That is an investment. So that is what we call the investment income. So one of the things that this kind of income does, it guarantees financial freedom, or let me say it ensures financial freedom. And most of the time, you use capital. This time, you don't use your time. You don't use your time. You use more of capital. And here, you gain from what you call passive income. Passive income. All right. So, having established the 4 ways in which income comes, now let's go back to the 3 income levels that you have. If you understand these 3, and you can do all you can to make these 3 work for you, you can never be poor in your life, ever and ever again. What are these 3? As I said earlier, 1, linear income, 2, passive income, and 3, residual income. What is linear income? Linear income has to do with the kind of income that comes with you based on the effort that you put in. The more the effort, the more the income. You can travel, maybe it's as an employee. You can be an employee or a self-employed. You travel to Dubai, you travel to Swiss to bring clothes. As you move around, you are busy. As much as you are busy, more money flows. As much as you work hard in the office, you get promoted, more money comes in. But the only challenge with active income is this: the day effort stops, income will stop. You don't want that. An effort can stop by anything. Retirement, old age, death ultimately. It can stop that part of income. So we advise that no matter where you are, you can be earning. So if you are working in an organization and you are being paid a salary, or you are self-employed, you are currently earning what we call linear income. Now, the next one that you should push yourself to get it is on the right side of the quadrant. That is the one we call passive income. Passive income is when you have your money working for you, when you put your money into investment. So what you need to do now from your linear income, remember we said 20% of whatsoever you earn should be put into savings and investment. What we are saying is that take part of your linear income and put it in the passive income. It is passive. Ladies and gentlemen, you get to the point of financial freedom when your passive income exceeds your linear income. Please, if you get that, I want you to type it in the chat box, please. I want you to type it in the comment section. I get it. You are financially free. You enjoy financial freedom when your passive income exceeds your linear income. You want to get there. You have to get there, and you will get there. So you begin all the series on investment and everything that we have been talking about. You begin to look at, how do I ensure that my passive income exceeds my linear income? Then the last one, which you must have, these 3 incomes, you must have them. I tell you, if you have the 3 of them, bye totally to anything called poor in your life and your lineage. The third one is called residual income. What is residual income? Residual income is that income that continues to come to you even after the initial effort that produced the income has stopped. Wow, what a mouthful. Residual income, the income that continues to come long after the initial effort that produced the income has stopped. Let me pause and take it this way. I want you to look at this. There was a man in Africa we call Fela Anikulapo Kuti. Oh, a lot of persons know him. Great musician of his time. He sang some music. And today, those his songs are still selling. The man is long dead, but the songs are still selling. Now, he's still making money right in his grave. He's making more money than some people that are alive. So his children's children are benefiting from that kind of income, residual income. I don't know whether it took him 1 year to write that song, if he ever had, but till today, the songs are generating income. How about the people that write books? They write books. I give this example. The man called Clason, the author of The Richest Man in Babylon. This man wrote this book, I think 1956 or thereabout. Until now, that book is still selling. Can you imagine? Who is collecting the money? He has a trust that the money is being paid to, and that trust is paying everything that he has requested for even before he died. Residual income. If you are no longer working, what kind of income will you be making? You see these two, passive income and residual income. They should be your focus now that you are still having active income. Please get me again. Residual income and passive income, they are the two kinds of income that must be your major focus now that you are still having active income. If you don't focus on them, I tell you, you might be embarrassed in the future. That will not be your own portion. So let us begin to look at how do we create passive income? How do we create residual income? In another edition, I'll be talking about the power of leverage. I'll be talking about passive income and residual income in detail, so that you can begin to see and know how to apply yourself to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have gotten something in this training, just type great value. Type it in the chat box now. Put great value. All right. Type great value. And if you've not shared, it doesn't cost you anything. Click on the share button. Click on the share button. Share it with friends. There are people that need to hear this. Do you understand? Just go ahead and do me that favor. All right. Let's go. Share it. Share it on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp. You never know, they will come to thank you later. Financial intelligence for smart parents. I hope to see you at the next edition. It's your friend and partner once again, Olushola Popola. Stay blessed, stay great, stay enriched. Bye-bye.
Waking up at dawn, light breaking through, chasing dreams, no time to lose. In this race we strive and grind, motivation fuels the mind. Gonna rise up, we won't fall, breaking barriers through it all. Step by step our journey's clear, success is closer, don't you fear. Challenges we face headstrong, in this rhythm